Right, let's focus on what's been happening in the Premier League this afternoon. The top two both won. Liverpool by 4-1 at home to Ipswich. Arsenal beating Wolverhampton Wanderers by 1-0 at Molineux. Let's first of all start off at Anfield. I mean, listen, I don't think anybody didn't expect anything other than a Liverpool win today. Ipswich got that consolation goal near the end. 4-1 winners in the end, Liverpool. What gear were they in today? What gear did they have to be in?
I've been in second. I think it helps when you start and you score within, 5-10 minutes or something like that. So that makes a difference for me. And then you can settle down. You can't take these games for granted. You know, you always get a shock along the way during the season. You just hope you're not the shock. And, you know, today they looked after themselves. I thought they were outstanding. I thought Sherwood.
Well, Ipswich have provided a couple of shots. You look at Tottenham, you look at Chelsea as well. You can't underestimate any team.
Well, Forest went to there at the start of the season. I know, looking now, it wasn't the worst result, the way Forest played. But the way they're playing now... But you see it yesterday with Sheffield United, didn't you, in the Championship?
Yeah, against Hull. Yeah.
You know, if you don't turn up and your attitude's not right, you can get hurt. But they didn't. They turned up. They were outstanding. Szoboszlai was brilliant, making runs. You know, Salah was Salah. 1 minute it was brilliant, next minute weren't. But, you know, unplayable at times. Yeah, and they were very good. Gakpo with 2 goals. We had a bit of a thing at the start, you know, about Liverpool. It's going to take something to beat them, but they got that switch off. They had it again in midweek against Lille with 10 men, and tonight they had it again. Today they had it again. You know, Ipswich scored when they never looked like ever going to score, and Alisson had to make a world-class save. So they have got that little switch off in them.
Well, I tell you what, if you're looking for a team who could beat them at the moment, because their next game away at Bournemouth, who today dispatched Nottingham Forest, we'll talk to Dawes about that later, by 5-0. That is going to be a tough game.
Fixtures now, when you're coming towards the end, you know, and it is coming towards the end because these games go down far. It's all about timings.
I can't even smell May yet, Merson.
Yeah, but it's all about timings. You look at fixtures and you'll go, right, we'll beat them, we'll beat them. But, you know, you'd have looked at the Bournemouth game, you'd have gone, right, we play Ipswich, we've got Bournemouth. If you'd looked at that game 7 weeks ago, you're thinking, it's not a bad away game to follow up Ipswich at home. Now, as I said before, I personally think...
Draw would be a good result now.
As we talk about now, I honestly think their 3 games they got... Bournemouth, Everton and Man City. I personally think Bournemouth's their hardest game at the moment.
Yeah.
Out of them 3. And that's no disrespect to Man City, but it's just the way Bournemouth are playing. And Bournemouth had no pressure on them. They'll go out and they'll have a go at Liverpool. And if they win, they win. And if they don't win, who will care?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But Man City, it's the other way around. But Liverpool, very good. If I'm Ipswich, just write it off. Two hard games, well out of their league. Their season starts next week.
And 11 in 12 games at Anfield in all competitions for Cody Gakpo. A couple more today in the 4-1 win against Ipswich Town. How would you describe his game overall today, Merson?
Very good. He's full of confidence.
Yeah.
You know, I think last season, he struggled. He went to the Euros. I thought he had a really good Euros. He's come back and he's carried that on.
It's almost been the catalyst, hasn't it?
Yeah, he has. He scored big goals in big games. You know, I like players like that. Some people score 15 and 15 and they get 4, 5 and 6 in a 6-0 win and the 3rd and 4th in a 4-0 win, or one last minute when it doesn't really... But he gets big goals. You know, sometimes he doesn't play every week, but he's been outstanding. But they all are. I mean, Jota didn't even come on. They made 3 substitutions with 60 minutes left, and that's how they rest their players. That's a massive advantage, Simon. You know, you do that 3 times in a week. That's a game, just a game save. So, yeah, all Liverpool at the moment.
Let's try again to go back to Tim Sherwood and talk about the win for Arsenal. I was mentioning it's just a case when Liverpool have this kind of lead, just get the job done, get the win.
Yeah.
It was lively at times, but in the end, fully deserved of the win?
Yeah, I think so. It was a very even game, though. But I just think Arsenal, they missed the best chances. Kai Havertz missed a few very, very good chances. One, which was a glaring miss from the centre of the box, all with his head. Sarr sometimes made a few decent saves. It was a tough afternoon for Arsenal because it got made very difficult. Lewis-Skelly got sent off after 43 minutes. I mean, for me, it was just a cynical trip on Doughty, who was breaking from the 18-yard box via Arsenal corner. Arsenal corner. They break. Doughty on the edge of the box gets one touch, and then Lewis-Skelly just comes across and he trips him. Now, he gets caught up then, and as they freeze it, Mike, it's just above above the ankle of Doughty, and I think when they froze it, I think they decide that Michael Oliver's made the right call. But he's 70 yards from goal. I think it's an incredibly poor decision, in my opinion.
Mike, just want to. This is what the Premier League Match Centre said on the decision. Before we get your take on it, they said the referee's call of red card for Lewis-Skelly was checked and confirmed by VAR. We knew that. Who deemed his challenge to have been serious foul play? Do you concur?
No, I mean, I said in real time, I thought it was harsh. Then I've seen the still. I can see when you see the still he's causing, but I just think there's not a lot of force in it. I think it's more of a glancing blow coming down. For me, yellow card would have been sufficient. I think the VAR could have got involved. I think what they're probably saying is referee's call is probably right on the limit to ref's call, I think. But I think it's a harsh one, I do. Really do think it's harsh.
Maybe discussing that in full next week when we've got the pictures?
Maybe, yeah.
Chance?
Yeah, I think so. I might chuck it in, yeah.
I mean, listen, Tim, coming back to Arsenal's win, we discussed that red card, the one that came for João Gomes that really levelled things up. Did that change the game for you? Once it was parity in terms of...
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Arsenal had to bring off Wanyeri and they brought on Calafiori. And he ends up scoring the goal, the winning goal. But before that, you would say that they were in the ascendancy, Wolves. Yeah, certainly was, with a man advantage. Gomez has already been booked in the first half, and he decides on the edge of the box he was attacking. He comes late into a challenge, and there's always a chance you're going to miss the ball and you just go over the top of it. It was a second yellow card. It was a correct decision from Michael Oliver. And then the tide turned, and it was just Arsenal, and you just felt the belief from Wolves just went, and you just felt Arsenal would score. And eventually he scored a very good goal from Calafiori. Cross comes into the box. It was a poor header out. Hits it with his left foot into the bottom left-hand corner. And then there on in, I just think Arsenal were very good. They managed the game. They controlled everything about it.
We will hear from Mikel Arteta on that red card in just a moment. By the way, the new signing, Kushinov, we talked about his role in the opening goal for Chelsea in the Saturday night football. He's already been booked as well. He's having an absolute nightmare on debut at the moment. Chelsea still leading by 8-0. Merson, I just want to drag you away from watching Chelsea away to Man City just for a moment, just quickly on your old team, Arsenal. If it had been anything other than a win today, the gap's then 8 points with Liverpool winning at Anfield. In terms of Arsenal's title tilt, would have been game over? Hadn't got the win there.
A massive football result, massive football. But going down to 10 men, Liverpool winning easily at half-time. You have to come out and dig in, and fair play to them. That is a massive, massive football result. They just got to keep on hanging in there. Next week, obviously, they've got Man City, and at the moment, Man City are not playing great. And at the moment, Liverpool probably got the hardest game next week out of the two of them, where probably 8 weeks ago you're looking at it and thinking, Arsenal by far got the hardest game. So, yeah, it swings around about, but that was a massive result. They've got to stay in there. They've got to stay in the title race, hang in there. If they can hang in there till March and they're 6 points behind and Saka comes back, it's game on.
Mike, just want to pick up quickly before we move on what Mikel Arteta said there. He said he was fuming, said his words wouldn't help, so he's kind of reined himself in from saying anything too much on the Skelly red card. But in terms of an appeal, do they have some real grounds for an appeal? I
think they've got grounds of appeal. It's just where when the panel sits and review it, ex-managers, ex-players, which way will they go? And I would think if they appeal, the way managers and players look at it, none of the players will think it's a red card, so I think they may well win the appeal. But I can understand him not saying a lot because they won the game anyway.
Yeah.
If he loses 1-0, then he might not be as calm as what he is.